Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a huge development in military technology, one that's seriously shaking things up and putting India on a whole new map.
Okay, let's start with a number, 4. Now, what do you think the USA, Israel, China, and Turkey all have in common?
Well, until very recently, they belonged to this tiny, exclusive club, the only nations on Earth with the tech to build and deploy their own advanced combat drones. Now, lots of countries use combat drones, sure, but actually making them? That's a whole different ballgame. And guess what? That club just got a brand new member. That's right. In August 2024, India pulled back the curtain on its answer, the country's first ever homegrown combat drone, the Kala Bhairav. And look, this isn't just a new piece of hardware. It's a massive leap forward for India's defense capabilities. But here's where the story gets really, really interesting. It's who built it. You might think this came from some massive, decades-old government defense agency, right? Nope. This was built by a small, Bangalore-based startup called Wedge Defence Aerospace. And the speed they moved at is just mind-blowing. Think about it. Wedge Defence was only founded in 2022. From there, they become the first private company in India to get a license to build these things, and then, bam, just a little while later, they unveil a fully combat-ready drone. In the world of defense, which usually moves at a snail's pace, that is practically light speed.
Okay, so they built it fast, but is it any good? What makes the Kala Bhairav a potential game changer? Well, it all comes down to what it can do, and this is the really crucial part, how much it costs.
So let's talk specs, because they are seriously impressive. It's a male category drone. That stands for medium altitude, long endurance. What that really means is this thing can stay in the air for 30 straight hours. 30! Just watching a target or patrolling a border. It's got a 3,000-kilometer range, so it can be controlled from halfway across the country, all while carrying a 91-kilogram payload of missiles and advanced sensors. But the hardware, that's only half the story. The real secret sauce here, the thing that gives the Kala Bhairav its strategic edge, is the advanced artificial intelligence that's built right into its brain. And this AI allows for a stunning level of autonomy. It can identify and engage targets all on its own, without a human having to press a button. It makes real-time decisions, adapting its mission if the situation on the battlefield changes, and, maybe most importantly, it can defend itself against one of the biggest threats out there right now, swarms of smaller attacking drones.
All right, now for the number that just blows everything else out of the water, the price. So the Kala Bhairav is in the same class as the famous American MQ-9 Reaper, the Predator drone. That drone costs around $100 million. The Kala Bhairav, $10 million. Yep, 1/10 the cost for a comparable capability. That is just wild. So you have to be asking, how on earth is that price point even possible? Well, it's because a whopping 80% of its components are sourced and made right there in India. This is huge. It doesn't just lower the cost, it also means that all the maintenance, repairs, and upgrades can be done domestically, which is a massive strategic advantage. An achievement like this does so much more than just add a new weapon to the military's arsenal. It fundamentally reshuffles India's position in the world of global defense manufacturing. Remember that exclusive club from the beginning? Well, India has now officially joined it. The country has made the jump from being one of the world's biggest importers of military drones to a nation that builds its own. But just joining the club wasn't enough. In a move that's pretty remarkable, Wedge Defence didn't just build a drone for India, they immediately started selling it to the world. And get this, a $30 million deal was signed almost right away with a South Asian country. This is a massive win. It signals India's arrival not just as a producer, but as a new and seriously competitive player in the global arms export market. So this whole story really boils down to one powerful idea. A private startup just completely leapfrogged the traditional slow-moving development process, put India into an elite global club, and secured an export deal right out of the gate. It's an amazing testament to how private innovation is changing the entire face of national defense. So it leaves us with this big, forward-looking question, right? With private companies now pushing innovation this fast, what is the next frontier for Indian defense tech? The possibilities suddenly seem wider than ever. Thanks for tuning in to The Explainer.